Hey everybody, welcome to Driving with John. So today on True Trucker Stories, we're going to talk about a trucker. He's anonymous. He didn't want his name revealed because he's in the middle of some health and legal battles. So, don't want to put that stuff on social media, but it is verified true. So, hope you enjoyed today's story. You might want to hang out till the end to find out how you can make 20 bucks. So today's story starts out a lot like a lot of trucker stories do. Guy gets up out of his bunk. We're going to call him Henry. Henry gets up out of his bunk and he, goes through his normal routine, does his pre-trip, drinks his coffee, has his breakfast, whatever his normal routine is, okay? He gets behind the wheel, everything checks good, he's good to go. He starts rolling, he's just, as in his words, he's just tooling along, just doing his job. Going, clipping right along, probably about 65, 70 miles an hour. He's on a divided highway, but it's not a interstate highway, but it's a divided highway. So he's clipping right along, and he's about 35 minutes from when his life is all about to change, but he has no idea. So about, 25, 30 miles from there's another driver. His name is Jerry, we'll say. Jerry is about time for him to take his half-hour break. He's running a little bit behind schedule, and he's in a hurry. But he has to take his break, or he won't make it to the place where he's delivering. So he pulls into the truck stop. He gets his fuel, pulls forward, goes inside. They have a diner or cafe that he really likes there. And so Jerry goes in, orders his mushroom cheeseburger with melted mozzarella cheese or whatever he gets. Something good from that diner. So he knows he's cutting it close on time. So as soon as his clock hits 30 minutes, he decides, okay, I got to get rolling. Pushes in his brakes, starts easing forward. Now Jerry has a bad habit of being late or just barely making to his appointments on time, and today's going to be no different. So he comes up to the stop sign. He's got to pull out of the truck stop and hang a left, go across the divided highway and hang a left. And so he looks up and he sees a truck that's turning right into the truck stop, and he's like, it's my opportunity, and he gasses it. About that same time, Henry, as I called him, was, just tooling along, going up the highway that he's on, and he sees the guy in front of him. He's got a semi right in front of him. I'll throw some pictures up here, kind of demonstrate what's going on in the intersection. And he sees the guy, and he's turning right into the truck stop. So he pulls out into the left lane and just continues going. He's, like I said, he's clipping along right along 70, 65 range. And all of a sudden, there's a truck right in front of him. It's Jerry. Jerry didn't see him coming. Now I'm going to use Henry's words at this moment. Everything slowed down to almost a standstill as he sees this trailer right in front of him. And he knows this could probably be the day that he dies. And everything slows for a second, and then bam! Crash! He just runs right into the guy's trailer. He had hit his brakes pretty hard. He was probably going around 50, 55 miles an hour when he hit the trailer. But he only had 100 feet to stop. And anybody that drives a semi knows 100 feet is not enough to stop a semi. And so he slams into the guy's trailer. All he hears is chaos and crunching metal and glass flying around and the stuff from his truck flying everywhere. And he finally comes to a rest, and he thinks, am I dead? Now, at this moment, I'm going to go back and explain exactly how that happened and how it wasn't Henry's fault. And it was Jerry's fault. I mean, it was Jerry's fault. He wasn't patient. Right in front of you, there's an overlay of a satellite view of an intersection just like this one. It's not actually the intersection that it happened in, but this is the exact same setup. There's a truck stop down at the lower part of your screen. You see the I don't know if they're east, west, north, or south, so I'm going to say the east-west is the bottom side and the west side is the north side of that video, or that picture that you're looking at right now. Now, I'm going to put a line, and you're going to see where the three trucks were at before everything happened. Now you're going to see it as it was happening, and then you're going to see at the moment of accident. And now we're going to talk about exactly what happened right there, who made a mistake, and what is the aftermath of this, because Henry is going through some really hard times. Now, drivers, when this is happening to you and you're pulling out of a truck stop and you have to cross 2 lanes of traffic to get over to your lanes, you always should be patient to make sure that there's not a truck hiding behind the truck that's coming up. This happens more often than we'd all like to admit, and I know that we're running late or we're pressed for time or whatever the reason is. We always have to remember that it's not worth our life or somebody else's life to wait that extra second just to make sure that there's not somebody behind that truck and then you can't see them. Because this time it was a semi. Could have been a car, could have been a pickup truck, could have been your mother, could have been your brother, could have been your sister. It could be anybody. And we always have to think like that, because if we don't, things like this can happen. Now let's get on with the story. Now, like I mentioned, Henry is going through some really bad times. I actually don't know what happened to Jerry in the accident, and my prayers do go out to him and his family, and Henry and their family. So basically, after the accident, he went to the hospital and everything checked out. They put him in a hotel. He went home, woke up next day extremely sore, had all kinds of health issues, neck, back, shoulder, all kinds of issues going on. And he's been in a battle ever since, legally and health-wise. And at this point, his words exactly is, I'm not sure I can ever go back to trucking again. Not because of what had happened, but because of his health issues. He's not even able to drive half hour, 35 minutes, 45 minutes away now, where before he could drive 10, 11 hours a day. On top of all of that, he also suffered from PTSD, where he actually relived that accident in his head over and over again every time he closed his eyes for months. Guys, we have to be careful out here on the roads, and that's why I tell these stories. Not only just to, tell a great, riveting story, as this is, but to also learn a life lesson behind it. The life lesson in this video is, be patient, take your time, make sure you're making safe maneuvers with these trucks. And if you're a four-wheeler or somebody that drives another vehicle besides a commercial vehicle and you watch my videos, guys, just remember, we're big. It takes us a long time to stop, a long time to turn, a big area to turn in, and just be patient with us, So, guys, I appreciate everybody watching. And remember how I mentioned at the beginning, you can make $20? Here it is. As most of you know, unless this is your first time to my video, I've been trying to do a lot of trucker stories lately. And, one thing about truckers is they like to tell stories, some of them not so true. And we know that's true. But what I'm looking for is verifiably true stories. And if you're willing to send me your story and I use it on my channel, the second it uploads and it goes live, I will send you $20. What you're going to do is you're going to email me your story with your Venmo or Cash App link, and if I have any more questions, I'll email you back. And then if I decide to use your story, I'll upload it, and I will, on that that day or the day before, I will send you $20. And as for Henry and Justin for the last video, I actually asked Justin already, and he said he wants his $20 given to somebody in need. Henry, I'm going to ask you the same thing. Make sure that you email me, let me know. Would you like the $20 or would you like to give it to somebody in need? Also, if you want to submit a story and you don't want the $20, but you want to donate it to the people that are in need, then I'm more than happy to do that for you. Just make sure that you do distinguish that in your email. Guys, thank you for watching. Always remember one very, very important thing. Truckers are people too, so be nice to us. See you on the next video. Driving with John is coming through!